Unabridged to say the Dow was down 800 points. Burnett, with disbelief flecking her words, paged CNBC reporter Scott Wapner on the floor of the New York Stock Exchange. "Scott, what are people saying? Now you're down 800. When I asked them what the heck was going on down here, I don't know," Wapner replied, stumbling to find his words. "There is fear. This is capitulation. This is classic capitulation." CNBC then went back to Cramer, who remained oddly serene, even though the Dow, in a span of 3 minutes, had fallen nearly 1,000 points. "I just sat down," Cramer said, referring to his arrival on the set, "and that was 500 points ago." Burnett, the anchor, then brought up Procter & Gamble, whose blue-chip stock in a span of minutes dove 25%, from $62 to $47. This brought an end to Cramer's stoicism. "It can't be there. That is not a real price," Cramer proclaimed exasperatedly. Then indignantly he barked, "Okay, just go buy Procter." He wheeled to look directly at the camera, imploring viewers, "Go buy it right now. Just go buy it." The pros heeded that exact advice. Just as Cramer sensed that stocks had quickly gotten way too cheap, so did others. After the Dow hit its nadir, down 998.5 points, it began racing back up just as swiftly as it had fallen. The market rose faster, in fact, than it had gone down. Within a minute, the Dow, which rarely moves 300 points in a whole day, shot up that exact amount. The mere thought of it confounded everybody watching. At Magnetar Capital, a large hedge fund in Evanston, Illinois that manages $7 billion, senior executives rushed out of their offices to the firm's trading floor after hearing a commotion. "Everybody down here just started yelling, 'Buy, buy, buy,'" says a Magnetar trader. "It didn't matter what you were trading, just buy." On the East Coast, at First New York Securities, the trading floor echoed that of Magnetar's. More than 120 traders jockeyed to get orders filled, yelling one simple word: buy. My first reaction was, "Okay, so this is an error. How do I take advantage of it?" says Tom DeNino, head of trading at First New York. "I've been doing this for 25 years and I've never seen anything like that in my life." Some share prices crashed to 1 penny, as in $0.01, rendering billion-dollar companies worthless, only to bounce back to $30 or $40 in a few seconds. Other stocks swung wildly up. At one point, Apple traded at $100,000 a share, up from about $250. The market had been gripped with violent turbulence, and nobody knew why. Whatever the problem, it couldn't all be dumped on one giant erroneous order or a single rogue trader. The action came so furiously that some traders and market watchers, perhaps on a bathroom break or lost in a cup of coffee, missed it completely. Back at CNBC's studios, Burnett and Cramer watched as the Dow recovered 500 points in less than 3 minutes. Cramer remained strangely unimpressed by the spectacle, although such violent swings had never before taken place on the stock market. "The machine obviously broke. The system obviously broke," Cramer said, a touch of disgust in his voice. Burnett's journalistic fiber had her more excited. "But the fact that after all this, that could have just happened, is an absolutely stupendous story," she exclaimed. "I think it's a great story," Cramer said flatly. "It's the greatest story never told. You'll never know what happened here." Cramer wasn't wrong. As of this writing, there is still no consensus on the exact root of what became known as the flash crash. Some of the blame was directed at a Kansas City money manager whose algorithms sold off $4 billion worth of stock futures too quickly, sparking other algorithms to do the same. Some blame an unknown group of traders who conspired to send things down all at once through the use of coordinated algorithms. Some believe it was simply an old-fashioned panic, not unlike what the world witnessed in 1929. What's for certain, however, is that the market couldn't have moved so far so fast if algorithms, which act independently of humans and require less than a second to place and complete a trade, didn't own the market. But they do. Algorithms normally behave as they're designed, quietly trading stocks, or in the case of Amazon, pricing books according to supply and demand. But left unsupervised, algorithms can and will do strange things. As we put more and more of our world under the control of algorithms,